Hello and welcome back to the channel. So today I am starting a playlist called Homemade Bow Shuriken or DIY Throwing Spike. Okay. Um yes, it's another playlist. I love playlists because those allowing me to organize content by topic, you know. So within this, obviously, homemade bow shurikens. Now, yes, I said bow shuriken or throwing spike. In my opinion, those two things are exactly the same, just different names. Okay. Now, for those who interested on my reasoning behind that, I will make a video some stage explaining how did I got to that particular conclusion. Okay, but for now, let's treat it as both of them the same word, or say same meaning, two different words, same meaning. Okay, bow shuriken or throwing spike. Okay, now, but right out the gate, we have to differentiate, or I would like to differentiate between the two types or two bigger groups, as I class it, of bow shurikens. On one side, there is the historically correct bow shuriken. Okay, now historically correct is an umbrella term that I use to group all and every bow shuriken that has lineage, that has history. Basically, what I mean is that is documented, they have documented past when they were used either in training or actual combat. Now, also, you will realize or recognize, or you have to understand that these different type of bow shurikens, and I group them in one lot as historically correct ones. Different shuriken jitsu schools require the students to practice with different types. Okay, now this, when I say type, air quote type, I mean, they requirements to what is a bow shuriken will, different length, weights, balance point, all that. So that is one side. And to be honest, if you are looking for that kind of information, currently this is the wrong channel. Okay, that is way beyond the scope of this playlist, and at the moment beyond the scope of the whole channel. Okay, now it may be one day I'll get into that topic, but at the moment we just leave it out there. Okay, now the other side is the what I call is bow shurikens for knife throwers. Okay, now these ones can be either homemade or professionally made. The common theme here is that a knife thrower will find a throwing spike or bow shuriken to suit their styles, okay, their way of throwing. Or sometimes they just find something that they really like and learn how to throw it. I mean, that's also within the cards. But mostly what you will see is knife throwers start to favor a certain specifications of throwing spikes. Okay, now if you're really thinking about this whole idea, then I think the realization is that this is the two opposite sides of the same coin. But I will talk about this later at some point. But right now, this playlist is focusing on the bow shurikens for knife throwers or hobbyists, not the historically correct ones. So that's very important. Now, if we're boiling it down right down to skin and bone, stripping everything, all the mystique and everything else away, the realization is bow shurikens are the simplest throwing implement. It's basically a piece of metal rod. It doesn't even have to be metal. It could be wood, plastic, fiberglass, whatever, bamboo, sharpened on one or both ends, and that's it, and you throw it. Okay, so that's almost like a natural question of, if this is this simple, why make a full playlist about that? And the answer to that lies in my philosophy when I am approaching knife and implement throwing, or the videos I make about knife and implement throwing. Because yes, one part of the channel is serving as my personal diary, video diary. It's for mostly me, and if anybody else looks at it, I enjoy it, The other side is basically just showing people what I do and share my experience. And the motto that I love is take as little or as much as you can use. Okay, the whole point is I do not want to put a stake in the ground, so to speak, or a mark on the bench and says, well, a bow shuriken, this is it, that's how you make it, that's it, right? If you're looking that kind of 2-minute video, there's plenty of them on the internet. What I would like to also explain is what, how, and why. And the why is a big thing, okay? And for that, for me to be able to explain, I need a little bit of time. Now, you may, the other wondering idea is like, why is the why important? Because if you know how I got to that particular conclusion, you can actually mix and match the ideas, figure out, yes, that makes sense, I would like to, walk down that path, or that doesn't really suit me, okay? Because at the end of the day, everything I say in these videos is nothing is special, nothing is like a great revelation, it's just experience. And if anybody puts in enough time and effort into knife and implement throwing and making your own stuff, you will get to the similar realization. All it is saves you a little bit of time and maybe a little bit of money, okay? So within that, I would like to make a video on raw material, or what to make throwing spikes or bow shuriken out of, and why. Why am I using that particular item? How to make them, okay? Again, it's not rocket science, you sharpen one end, but there's a couple of little tricks I learned that I would love to share with those who not necessarily using a grinder every day, okay? For those guys, they already know how to deal with this, okay? Also, there's a video I would love to make on the evolution of my throwing spikes, explaining it, how I got there and why am I using the ones I'm using. And of course, how do I throw them? Now, large emphasis on this is just one way, or this is currently my way. Also, my way is continuously evolving as well. So this is in 2026, So for that, I need a little bit of time. But as I said, if you just want a 2-minute video on how to make one, well, you get a grinder, you get a piece of metal, you sharpen one end, and you're done, okay? If you want to know the reason behind how and why, then please follow along, and hopefully I'll show you some things that how I do it and why. But anyway, I'm on board long enough. I wanna keep all these videos under 10 minutes, and right now I'm 9.44. So with that in mind, I'm going to wrap this up. And if this introduction video got your interest, then please follow along and I will make other videos within this topic. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening and see you in the next video. Bye.